What is up with it? Today we have game 2 of Cross versus Noel. Going to be $100 money match. This was taking place in Orlando, I believe, on Friday, the day of the LCQ. Congratulations again to Cross for winning Orlando Bandai Card Fest and for booking his trip to Worlds. Very exciting. Phenomenal player, great dude. Um, Definitely deserves it. Looks like Noel gets to go second this time and is just passing. Makes sense. I know Noel doesn't like Utas or anything like that. So wouldn't expect him to play anything on 2. I'm going to go ahead and go on 4 and passes again. So Noel continuing with the starve strategy. We'll see if it does him any better here. Playing Punch Luffy on 5 always feels good. Into starve strategies always feels good. Noel kind of laughing to himself. Maybe he doesn't have a 5 drop. Oh, there we go. Seems kind of weak, honestly, but oh, never mind. Changes his mind. He's gonna play Rayleigh instead. I know they did kind of allow takebacks, even though these were money matches. I think the goal really was just to get Cross as prepared as possible. So, which clearly worked out. So we're on 7 Dawn here. I know last game Cross wasn't really swinging with his punch Luffy because he didn't want Noel to swing into it. And we'll see if he continues that strategy here. Gonna go Luffy or Sabo Sabo. Same thing he did on 8 Dawn last game, but he doesn't get to poke for 6 this time. Though I think last time Noel just leader blocked anyways, so essentially the exact same turn. Discarding a Rocket Luffy, and I can't tell what an Ivankov. Okay. On 8 Dawn here is Noel. Feel like, if anything, I'd want to play down a Beckman. Noel just playing another blocker Rayleigh. He gets to draw 2, trash 1. Gonna go ahead and get rid of that ace. Makes sense. It's just a 1k counter. Seems like it wouldn't really do anything in this matchup. Gonna go ahead and Luffy effect, so I have to imagine. Now on this 9 Dawn turn, we are going to choose to awaken. We're hoping for a Hiyori. Go to that 9k 1 life. Hiyori being so strong, allowing us to do that. Oh, wow. Really? Oh, he doesn't have the cheap Awakener, and he has to do it this way. Okay. So he's going to go to 7 1 life. He is going to have 2 blockers. Putting a Sabo in a Rocket Luffy, excuse me, into life. Gonna go ahead and draw 2, trash 2. Noel wanting the board to be organized in a way where these are the things Cross can attack with. These are the things he cannot attack with. Making sure there's no confusion. It is both players' responsibility to ensure a proper game state. Gonna go ahead and block. Leader effect 2k. And he's gonna go ahead and swing the Luffy at the Rayleigh. Oh, wait. And so he swung for 9, and for some reason I only saw one card go out of Noel's hand. Oh, it was a Red Hawk. Okay. Oh, the Goldie Roger here seems pretty strong. Because this is just going to be, a 13k swing that he gets for the rest of the game, right? There's just literally nothing you can do about a 13k. I'm kind of wondering if he would have rather played the Shanks here. Even though the Shanks is a little smaller, I have to imagine that the Shanks would be stronger here than the Roger. Just because the difference between 12 and 13 is pretty minimal. Cross is going to play around the Roger regardless of if it's on the field or not. So forcing Cross to be at 1 life doesn't really matter that much. And so just the static minus 1000 over the course of the game from the 10 Shanks probably is going to just save you just infinite cards, I would imagine. But maybe not, because the minus 1000 matters a lot less when they go from like 9k to 8k or 8k to 7 than it does when, like versus Dofi, where all of your 5s go to 4s and all your 6s go to 5s. Oh, no Gecko Moria. Okay, if Noel doesn't win this game, I don't really know. Wait. Oh, he has a Gecko in hand. Huh. I guess maybe he feels his board is too full. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, to be honest. I'm wondering why he didn't just play the Gecko. I mean, that my guess is he feels his board is too full. He doesn't want to play over any of his own stuff. But I don't know. I have to imagine having a 9k swinger on board creates a lot of pressure for Noel. Let me know if anyone feels they have really good insight into why Cross shouldn't play Gecko here. Gonna go ahead and Luffy, just draw. Seems fine. Noel actually doesn't play a single 4 cost in his entire deck list, I'm pretty sure, so um, this Luffy was never gonna pop anything. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and swing. Noel's still at 4 life too. This feels a lot like a game that Noel will end up winning. These are some big swings though. 10, 11, and then we're going to be doing another 11. All right, we're going from 4 to potentially 1 real quick. Draw 2, trash 2 off the Sabo. We have the Rocket Luffy as the first card in life. Gonna go ahead and get rid of a Shirahoshi and a Garp. Swinging 11 here. Looks like he's considering taking. Okay, down to 4 to 1 real quick. We do still have 2 blockers that are pretty sticky. We have the Goldie Roger. And the thing is, if we go to 0, Cross is never allowed to block with Sabo. So there is a real win condition that we can go to 0 and then like play something huge. Like play a second Goldie Roger or a 10 Shanks. And if Cross doesn't have that much counter in hand, he can't block it all. But his hand looks pretty healthy still. Yeah, I mean with the Roger being on board, you have to imagine that Cross is gonna block every single attack because you don't want to lose too many cards. Okay, playing the third blocker Rayleigh. Okay. Um, what are we doing here? What is this? The fourth? Okay, we are walling up. We are going +1. We are filtering out the bricks. Um, choosing not to pressure more. Like, wanted the fourth Rayleigh on board rather than swinging. Swinging like 10 with leader or something like that. Um, just swinging 6. I have to imagine we'll just give him a 2K here. Leader effect block. What are we playing here? Okay, just the bread and butter of Luffy Sabo. Nothing too fun, nothing too creative. We do have another Gecko in hand, so we're not particularly close to running out of gas. It's kind of crazy to me that there was a time where Shanks lists weren't playing this 5-drop Rayleigh. Like in the East, I think there were lists that weren't doing it at one point. Like the card's just insane. Okay. So blocking plus countering, blocking plus countering, blocking. I wonder how many cards Noel has in his hand. It feels like it just has to be infinite. Oh, and there's the Shanks. Yeah, I feel like this might get a little scary for Cross. I mean, 3 blockers on board. He's got the 2 10 drops. Because Cross probably only gets to swing 6, 8, 9, 11 here. The 6 probably gets leader effect blocked. Oh, or actually just literally blocked because we have the 10 Shanks on board. We don't even have to leader effect. And then the 8, we go. What do we do to the 8? We go. Or I guess it will be a 7. So we get to. We get to like leader effect block 1K. Maybe he'll just 1K this. He won't block it because he'll save the blockers for the next 3. I think that's what he's trying to decide. If he's saving. Okay, or he's just going to leader effect it. That works too. That's probably the most flexible thing you can do. So going to go ahead and swing 8. Going to block 2K, 1K. Yep. I think the thing that's really interesting about BY is BY feels like the type of deck that um, you it is too resilient. Like there's always these matchups that exist, and at first people like really high level players, really strong players. I know I would say I'm close with relatively to one of to a couple of the best BY players in the world. And there's always matchups that they say, at the start, this is really hard. Bonnie is so hard, 90-10, 90-10. Shanks is really hard. You can't win it. And then eventually they figure it out. You start playing the Shirahoshis, the Raigos, whatever it is. There's so many good cards between yellow and black, and the leader is in some ways so flexible, um, with so many different types of removal, so many different types of defensive options, that it feels like the sort of deck that I don't know. I don't know how you power creep it. I don't know how you print a deck that truly destroys it, where it's unwinnable. Like even Blackbeard, which should be definitively the thing that packs him up, right? And I do think it's hard, but the BY players for sure think it's winnable. Like Jelly Beans on Twitter is like it's not even hard, which is probably cope. Um, okay, anyways, Gecko Moira, bread and butter. We've been here. Gonna go ahead and swing 11 at life. We're just gonna block this one, I imagine. I wonder what sort of risk there is in going to 0. Because if you go to 0, Cross doesn't get to block anymore, which feels kind of nasty, right? Feels kind of crazy to be like, hey, you don't get to block anymore, and you also get to, yeah. It feels super troll to put him to 0, no? Like, when he has the Roger and the Shanks pre-established on board, how many cards does Cross have in hand? Like, we could just go 17, 18 here. You're trying to tell me you're going to counter out of a 17 or an 18? How many cards Cross got in hand? 17 is 17 is tough, man. Because you counter out of the 17, and then we still go 10, so you still need another 2K? Okay. This tells me that Noel thinks that he can survive one more turn. Or maybe because there's no way it's better to divide it, right? Surely it's better to do 2 big swings rather than 3 if you can. Okay, going 13 again, and yeah, we still can't block. If anyone is wondering why we are not blocking with the Sabos, it's because Goldie Roger is on board, and Goldie Roger says if either player is at 0, if your opponent blocks, they lose the game. Giving us 2. Did we actually just have math if we did it the other way? Okay, so swinging 10 at the Gecko. We're going to take it. And passing with 5 active Dawn. Does he actually just have that many events? Does he have 3 events in hand? Cross is upset. I think he was checking to see maybe if Noel loses, if Noel blocks. I think he was kind of trying to cope on that, like surely this kills you too, but then it would just there's just no way. Okay, Cross seems a little flustered. He's like, damn, bro's got hella events in hand. Because if he didn't have more events in hand, he probably swings 11, right? Oh, and he gets to pop one of the Sabos here. Yeah, he gets to pop one of the Sabos here. And Cross is just packing it up. Let's see, because let's look at this game state. So the Sabo gets popped, and then we have 3 more attacks, and he has 3 blockers, and we don't play ace. And even if we did, yeah, so that's just, I don't think even if Cross played around the Red Hawk, it mattered. We don't know Noel's hand, but I'm guessing he had at least one more event. He's got 3 blockers. Probably some counter as well. Like, we probably never get there because we actually need all of the attacks to be able to get through. Yeah. So, anyways, that's how Shanks wins the matchup. The Goldie Rogers seemed super annoying. 4 blocker Rayleighs. I mean, sure, I guess if you're just the GOAT. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.